Atl Utd Fan TV, 1-0 loss to FC Cincy. It's not the result that we wanted to see. Performance-wise, definitely lackluster as well, to say the least. But, yeah, I mean, you know, a goal by Amaya, good goal. Was it arguably where Guzan could have saved it? Well, I'll ask you in a second. But, yeah, I mean, you know, nothing really mustered up from attack. And, yeah, we are down and against it in MLS's back. What are your thoughts, Bullet?
Yes. Rough game. Rough game to watch. That was it's a bit excruciating, especially 9 a.m. You know, kickoff time. It was you know, to drag yourself up out of bed to, you know, to watch a game like that was a little heart wrenching. The shot, Amaya's goal, good goal. I mean, took a left footed, curled around him. I think he probably could have got to. He was actually really close. It might have just been he might have been shielded like a little bit to see exactly what was going on, because I mean he was like in that space in between the center back and the midfield, and like, you know, the center back didn't step up, so he had that time to take the shot. And you know, Guzan was at the 6-yard line, like, so off his line. You know, I know it was a little further back, but you know, I'm not gonna take anything away from the shot. You know, you know, it just highlights problems that we've had. And they just keep kind of compounding, especially when you go against a team like Cincinnati, who's defending 5 in the back. We get a red card early. They didn't have much confidence, because even, like I said, 5 in the back, they're going against 10 men. You know, they still kept it very defensive. They still kept it, you know, in front of us. And when they actually did try to penetrate, with, you know, playing those over the top balls or playing quick balls in, we looked very vulnerable. It was multiple times we, like, you know, it wasn't multiple times, but it was like the times when they would pick and choose and actually like play it to the guy. I think I forgot the guy's number. Maybe like 24, I think. Like black dude. He like cut through the middle and like beat like 2 dudes just by being direct, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it just kind of just points to the some of the weaknesses in the squad, especially when you're running 3 in the back. You're supposed to have a little bit more, be a little bit more solid back there, because you know you got your, you know, an extra defender, extra tackle on the field to kind of stuff those holes or whatever in. Didn't come about, as you said, with the attack though. Not mustering much. You know, we got to the point where we were boom bombing, like, you know, getting it to the wings, crossing it in, but who we crossing to? Crossing to, you know, like I said, 4 or 5, or, you know, 2 or 3, 5-3, 5-5 cats. You know, it's an exaggeration, but you know, those guys, you know, most of the time are probably not going to win the ball in the air like that. Like, that's not their strength. So,
yeah,
I don't know. You know.
Yeah, it seems like when we have an Adam John on the pitch, we're not playing it to his head, and then when he's off, then yeah, you know, you're pumping it head height, and it's just like you know, the strategy here is maybe definitely left for wanting. But
yeah,
like, what do you think though? You know, with you know, there is some, you know, lack of continuity within the team. There isn't a lot of you know, competitive minutes between the players together. Yes, every team faces the same deal if you have a lot of turnover. But you know, Atlanta just definitely seems very disjointed. They don't seem like, as a team, they know what they want to do.
Yeah, it seems like we're kind of lacking identity, trying to figure out exactly what's going on. I mean, even we had the same kind of very boring, what I'm looking for, non-adventurous.
Lack of risk taking.
Yes, exactly. No risk taking. I mean, it was literally like, you know, we kept it in front of them, so we make it easy for those type of teams like Cincinnati, who, I mean, once they press and we're playing it right in front of them, we're playing it like, you know, left to right. We get the ball. Oh God, let's play it to the midfield. Oh, drop it back to the center back. Play it right out to the right mid. Oh, let's play it backwards to the center back. Let's play it back across. Like, that gets predictable. Then you can press, and then you can figure out gaps and holes, and, you know, figure out who isn't quite adept on the ball, who doesn't have the crisp passing. You know, you can kind of put that pressure on them. And you know, that's why I thought that we kind of had a chance, because Cincinnati seemed to kind of not want it as bad as we did off the, like, when we had we went down to 10 men. Like, I was kind of I was talking to Parham in the Discord, and I was like, the next 45 minutes is gonna be very telling us like how the board wants to go about like attacking us, because, you know, as I mentioned in the previous interview, this was a must-win game. I mean, if we're actually trying to take this tournament seriously, you know, I'm not trying to say it's like, you know, an amazing tournament, but I mean, it's good to get wins under your belt, good to get some cohesion, good to get some confidence in the guys. Even if it is a, you know, MLS's back tournament, you know, preseason tournament, still a good confidence booster. And these were 3 points that, you know, we were definitely favored to come in and win. And when Mulroney makes 2 stupid fouls, gets a yellow card, red card, you know, puts the pressure on us. And like I said, like, you know, it was 0-0, so it kept them in the game the entire time. Even with down a man, we still should have had our foot, you know what I'm saying, more on their throats, and should have taken it more to them. And I think we were just too cautious. And, you know, as the game drags on with those type of games, those type of like tactics, you know, you all they need is one chance. You know, all they need is that one chance for a guy to get open, somebody fall asleep on the play, somebody not press, and they get a goal. And it's like, we didn't look very threatening from, you know what I'm saying, offensively. So shit, they get a goal. We're already down a guy. We've been running and chasing the ball. I mean, we got like 9 guys behind the ball. I mean, plus we don't have that speed on the wings on the counter. You know, we don't have that speed like that. I mean, Pity's not burning cats. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you know, it looks very one-dimensional at the moment.
Yeah, and so, you raise a great point, is that, you know, allowing Cincy to grow into the game gives them more confidence. Yeah. And then when they, get a chance, they take it. And unfortunately, now we are 0 points, 0 goals after 2 games. What's your confidence?
Horrible.
Yeah, what's your confidence level going into Columbus?
To be honest, not very high. I mean,
are we out of the tournament?
I don't want to be so negative. I want to be the positive fan, but I also want to be realistic. I definitely think it's probably a wrap for us. Just because if you look at the body of work, look at the first game, how it turned out. Look at the second game, how it turned out, and we're going against a team that's, like Columbus.
They've lost 16 out of 17, or not lost, but they haven't won 16 out of 17 games in their past MLS games. So that just speaks and says it all, probably. But anyway.
I saw this stat that ran across the screen that was like, I'm not sure how far in the game it was. I'm pretty sure it was like close to maybe the middle or end of the second half, where it's like we had 220 scoreless minutes. Yeah. And I was like, man, that is a stat that, like,
I think it ended up 305.
If you would have told me 2 years ago, okay. Like, if you would have told me that 2 years ago, I'd have laughed in your face. But I mean, I know Joseph is a huge part of the team. I mean, he's our goal scorer. He's, you know, that driving force. But man, he's still one guy. So
he's only
for us to lose one guy, and for us to completely capitulate like we did it's like I said, it's a little difficult to watch.
Joseph is the heart and soul of the team, but it is definitely it's a huge
definitely. But I mean, it's you got 9 other guys on the pitch. You got 9 other guys getting paid. 9 other guys. Minus Guzan, but you got 9 other dudes that are
that could make an impact, and there's tens of millions of dollars on the pitch.
Point. But like, y'all are professionals. This isn't like a Sunday league kick around. This isn't like USL or semi-pro. This is professional soccer. Like, y'all
USL is professional too, but anyway.
I'm just saying like the caliber of competition and skill. That's what I mean by that. Right? So I mean, you shouldn't just like, a guy drops out. Cool, it's your time to step in and make, rattle some cages, make it hard or more difficult for the Martinez to get back in when he comes in. It's like, oh man, make it difficult for Frank de Boer. When Martinez is healthy.
You want the competition for places.
I mean, you're going to pick Joseph, but then you're like, man, I don't know, man. This other dude's been balling. Like, maybe we should try to find a way to get this guy. But no one's really kind of taking that mantle. No one's like, no
one's taking the opportunity. Definitely, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, anyway, Bullet, thank you so much.